Studies show that the average woman in the world uses a clothes 7 times before throwing it out. Not reusing it, not recycling it, not gifting it away, throwing it out so it will end up in the landfills. It takes more than 200 years to break down a toothbrush, and we actually can't reuse it because there's no way to separate the plastic. So it's just trash. It's not reusable in any way. I see this comment on Facebook from a girl called Laura, and she was like, girls, where do I get rid of my clothes? They're too nice to just throw out. And it's like, what do I do? And there were so many girls that were chiming in on that comment. And I was like, all right, we're doing it. So I wrote, hi, don't worry anymore. Hello and Goodbye is launching very soon. And we are happy to take on all your pre-loved clothes. So I went to the Instagram and where there obviously was nothing, like not even a profile picture, nothing. So I made a post saying, stay tuned, something is launching very soon. And I just left it at that. I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. And by the end of the day, my phone had blown up completely.
Wow.
I had 100 followers on the Instagram page, and I think I had like 50 messages in my Facebook inbox saying, oh, I want to help, like I love this idea, I want to donate some clothes. And I was just like, what did I do?
Somewhere, even if it is pre-owned clothing, don't you think the behavior shift needs to happen to buying less and not making this an excuse that you have, a shop who will take your donations or who will give you a credit, but somewhere this production cycle, it has to become more reasonable for the planet to provide us with so many resources, right?
My thoughts on that are, you're 100% right. It definitely needs to change. I believe it's difficult for us as consumers to change that because everywhere you go, you're bombarded with a 2-for-1. Oh, this is like 50% off. And we see the advertisement. We are like, oh, okay, that is a good deal. Let me take that. The fashion industry has zero interest in disclosing these numbers. And the numbers back in 2014, it was 100 billion items that were produced yearly in 2014. Now we are 10 years later, and this was even before the super fast fashion brands started to exist. These garment workers in this super fast fashion, as it's called now, their working conditions are just terrible. They work 18 hours plus a day. If I remember correctly, I think they make $0.035 per item that they are making. Like, it's inhumane. I don't believe in sale, like great deals and these kind of things. 200 dirhams for a dress.
Yes.
If you wear it 2 times, that is not a great deal.
Yeah.
So when you're shopping, pre-loved or not, you have to think of price per wear. Zara, they have a new collection 3 times every month, I believe.
3 times every month?
They have a lot of new collections, and it didn't used to be like that. Like in the 70s, the average woman would own 7 pieces of clothes.
Hi Nadia, a warm welcome to the Eco Sheroes Podcast. I'm so excited for our conversation today.
Thank you. I'm very excited too. I've been looking forward to being a part of your podcast for a long time.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm really very unaware about pre-owned clothing, so I'm so excited and looking forward to this conversation. To start with, if it would be great if you could introduce yourself to the audience.
Sure. So as you said, my name is Nadia Al Shimmari, and I am the founder and CEO of Hello and Goodbye. Hello and Goodbye is the first pre-loved clothing store in Abu Dhabi, where I'm based.
Nice.
I am originally from Denmark, and that is one of the most sustainable countries in the world. So this pre-loved clothes, sustainability, it's very close to my heart, really.
Yeah.
And I've been in the UAE for almost 7 years. I've been able to call this home for 7 years.
Okay, great. So can you tell us a little about, as you already said that, coming from Denmark, you are very close to, a sustainable lifestyle. I think it runs in your DNA, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So, can you tell us a little about your story behind your inspiration to start this pre-owned clothing shop, and what motivated you to open this store?
Sure. Um, so as I said, like being from Denmark, and as you mentioned, sustainability, secondhand, these kind of things, it is really in my DNA.
Mhm.
I grew up with secondhand shops, thrift shops, all these kind of things. Back then, though, it was not as a sustainable choice; it was as an economic choice.
Mm.
However, in the past decade and a half, I think it's switched more to, oh, you do this because it's cool, it's good for the environment, and hey, we are also saving money. So when I moved to the UAE, I was like, oh, I felt like there was a market for something. Something was missing, and I mean, during the summer in Denmark, or the time when it's not raining, let me put it that way, you will see flea markets everywhere. You will see these trust clothing racks on the streets where it's just like there's a phone number and then there's clothes and you pay through the phone number. And I missed that. So I thought, okay, maybe one day I will do something similar in the UAE. And I had the idea since I came, but I never did anything about it. I was like, no, you know what? It's not the right time. So and so. Time passed and COVID happened. And I noticed that a shift happened in a lot of people's mindset about how we're spending our money, how the way we spend our money is actually affecting directly the environment. And it just seemed to me that there became like this consciousness about doing just a little bit better for themselves, for the environment, and such. So I thought, okay, maybe it's not a bad time now, but I was like, no, I'm gonna shelf it again. It was something like I kept ping-ponging towards the idea and then like thinking about it, shelving it. And then one morning, it was early January, I see this comment on Facebook
Uh-huh.
from a girl called Laura, and
Okay.
she was like, girls, where do I get rid of my clothes? They're too nice to just throw out, and it's like, what do I do? And there were so many girls that were chiming in on that comment, and I was like, all right, we're doing it. So I wrote, hi, don't what did I say? Like, don't worry anymore. Hello and goodbye is launching very soon. And we are happy to take on all your pre-loved clothes. Stay tuned for more. And then I went to the Instagram. I came up with the name about 6 months before that.
Oh, is
So I went to
it?
my,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
So
I
I
was
had
going to ask, how
the
did you get the name instantly?
no. I had the name, and I booked I had the Instagram account, the website, these kind of things. But I was just sitting on it.
Okay.
So I went to the Instagram, and where there obviously was nothing, like not even a profile picture, nothing. So I made a post saying, "Don't stay tuned. Something is launching very soon."
Mm-hmm.
And I just left it at that. I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. And by the end of the day, my phone had blown up completely. I
Wow.
had the first 100 followers on the Instagram page, and I think I had like 50 messages in my Facebook inbox saying, oh, I want to help. Like, I love this idea. I want to donate some clothes. And I was just like, what did I do? So yeah, I guess I owe it to Laura from Facebook. She's kind of the push that I needed.
I know.
So that's how it all started. It was Laura from Facebook that kind of said, "Okay, we have a need. Someone fix it. Someone do something." Yeah,
Lovely.
so that's one. And I have a teaching background.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I was
the
going
big,
to ask you the next question. Like,
yeah.
what is your
I'm
background?
I'm a
Are you
teacher by
from,
profession.
sorry?
I'm a teacher by profession.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So that's a
And
big
I
jump
love
from being a teacher to an entrepreneur.
it is. I haven't taught since I came to the UAE.
Okay.
Yeah, so I used to be a teacher back home in Denmark. And one of the things that also made me think about hello and goodbye is I can actually combine two of my professional passions with my free time passion. My professional passions were obviously educating,
Mm-hmm.
but I also worked in Cross or Red Crescents, as we know as that here, for
Okay.
3 years as a teacher for the children, the refugees.
Lovely.
And you know what it was? It really, really
Yeah.
was. It
It's
was
so fulfilling, isn't it?
so fulfilling, so rewarding. And it's always rewarding when you have a student that has that aha moment. But I just felt like it gave me so much more when it was these kids that have been through so much. And oh my goodness, it was it was
Oh,
the best time of my teaching career.
lovely.
And I felt like, okay, if I can combine education but also doing good with fashion. I was like, how do I do that? So those are like 3 things that I live and breathe for. I think I managed to do it.
Wonderful. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to know that. I'm just inquisitive to know about the Red Crescent, being a teacher there. So, did you do physical classes, or it was how did you teach? Was it in UAE?
Oh yeah, it was the children that had asylum in Denmark, that
Okay.
have come from obviously war countries or political displaced refugees. Like they
Yeah.
would be from everywhere at the
Okay.
time. There would be a lot from Syria and that
Mhm.
region, but we also had from Russia, Ukraine, even back then, and this is like 10 years ago, not 10 years ago, 7, 8. Yeah, no, 10 years, close to, oh goodness, close to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have children from all over the world with their parents in the country as well, of course.
Okay.
And um, it was slightly challenging because normally when you have a class, they have something in common.
Okay.
Something like it's the
Yeah.
age. Like
Sorry.
if you're in a normal Danish school, the children will speak Danish.
Yes.
When you're working with refugee children, there's nothing in common except they are not in their home countries. That meant I had some students that had never ever set foot in a classroom.
Mm.
I had some students that did not speak a word of English nor Danish. And then I had some children that had actually gone to school. They knew the whole concept of school. And yeah, so it was challenging, but goodness, it was the best thing I've ever done.
I can feel it. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. When it comes to pre-owned clothing, what's
Yeah.
the philosophy on sustainability? Like, how is it reducing the fashion's environmental impact, and how does using pre-owned clothes help the environment?
So with an educational background, I think everything always comes down to education, teaching,
Yes.
guiding, impacting, empowering, whatever words you want to use. But I genuinely think that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So at Hello and Goodbye, one of the things that we pride ourselves the most with is actually our Tuesday tips. So every Tuesday on our Instagram account, you will find a tip about it can be how much it's cost the environment to produce a single white organic cotton t-shirt without any print. So people become aware how much it actually costs
Hmm.
to produce a single item. It can also be how to be more sustainable when you're doing your laundry,
Mm-hmm.
because that actually matters a lot as well. Are you drying your clothes? Are you washing your jeans after every use? That's not necessary. It's not like it gets dirty. So we're trying to cover a lot of different subjects, but still within the fashion industry, the fashion market. We sometimes we do have people that ask us to branch out a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe, yeah, because if I have a platform and I can guide people or show people the way or help them, obviously we should take on that responsibility.
Yes.
So we really believe in educating, but not in a, sometimes it can be a little bit with that one. We don't want to do it that way. I really want it to be so people feel like they want to do this change, they want to do better, and not because they're shamed into, because that already happens in the news. And so I don't believe in that approach at all.
Yes. Yeah.
It's more as in it needs to come organically from you, because then you will stick to it.
Yes.
If someone says you're not allowed to use a plastic toothbrush, as adults or even kids, we don't adhere well to you are not allowed to. Like you will always want to break the rules. But
Absolutely.
if you say, you know what, it takes more than 100, 200 years to break down a toothbrush, and we actually can't reuse it because there's no way to separate the plastic. So it's just trash. It's not reusable in any way. However, if you switch to a bamboo a toothbrush, it can break down because it's a natural product. And that obviously, like most people would say, oh yeah, of course, I actually just never thought of that. So we want to facilitate the thought process, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
um,
Yeah, as you said, like, even as you gave an example of an organic cotton t-shirt and how much resources goes into making that, right? So
yeah.
I just wanted to know that how does like, when you are trying to buy a pre-owned t-shirt, is
Hmm.
we are just extending the life of a garment on this planet for more time. That's what it is happening. Instead of, you get bored and you throw away the t-shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Studies show that the average woman in the world uses a clothes 7 times, 7 times before
Hmm.
throwing it out. Not reusing it, not recycling it, not gifting it away, throwing it out so it will end up in the landfills.
Oh my God.
7 times. Can you imagine?
No, that's shocking. I,
I'm
I
like,
wear
this
my
is
clothes till it is torn to bits.
exactly. So this is that exactly what we're trying to do is say, okay, you might have been bored by it after 7 times. That does not mean that the shirt or the dress or whatever is ready to end up in a landfill. There is still so much life in it. So
Yeah,
our motto or our tagline at Hello and Goodbye is actually giving clothes a second chance at happiness.
nice.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a little corny, but it is what we do at the end of the day.
Yeah, love.
That's what we do. That's what it comes down to. We take clothes from people that don't want to wear them anymore, and then we resell them so they don't end up in the landfills.
Lovely. Yeah, that's great. So, how do you source your pre-owned clothing? Like, can people donate their clothes and get credit to buy from your shop? It's kind of a exchange system, right?
Yeah, it actually is. So what we're trying to do at Hello and Goodbye, we're trying to create a circular economy, meaning that so we do clothes in 2 ways. You can get a store credit or you
Mm-hmm.
can donate it. So if you choose the store credit option, that's where we want to create a circular economy so that
Okay,
we purchase the clothes from you. We don't give you like money you can hold, we give you store credit so
nice.
that Hello and Goodbye will automatically become your first choice of shopping because, oh, yeah, I have money with them.
Yeah.
So that, oh, I have an event, I need a gown or I need whatever. I'm not going to go to the mall because I already have, so it's going to be a free dress or free item. Yeah, so that's one way that we do it.
Nice.
The other way is our donation program, which is something we're very proud of. And this is actually how we source most of our clothes.
Okay.
So people say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I cleaned it out of my closet. I just want to donate it." And then when we sell a donated item, the profit is then donated to NGOs within the country. And so far, we have helped sending 10 girls to school in developing countries. Yeah.
Lovely.
And
That's
we have just
amazing. Mhm.
it, it's just all about doing those little changes that will help you do good. And imagine that your clothes can help sending a girl to school. I
Yeah.
mean, I personally love it.
Love it. I
um,
really love the idea. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
then we've just planted our first 100 trees across the globe
Wow.
to help with the reforestation.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we are trying to get a mangrove planting project in the UAE going as well.
Nice. Yeah,
And I feel like we have a responsibility, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And we're trying to launch as well. We actually have a meeting later this week that every time we sell an item, a tree is going to be planted on our customers' behalf. Because I mean, we like to shop. That's never going to change. But if you can shop with a good conscience and know, okay, I'm buying something that would have ended up in a landfill, but also I am planting trees or I'm helping girls go to school and get education. I mean, I don't hope it will make people shop more, but
Yeah,
maybe shop.
I think, yeah, I wanted to touch on that. Like, somewhere, even if it is pre-owned clothing, don't you think the behavior shift needs to happen to buying less and,
Absolutely. Yeah.
not making this an excuse that you have, a shop who will take your donations or
Mm.
who will give you a credit, but somewhere this production cycle needs to get altered, or not altered, I mean to say it has to become more reasonable for the planet to provide us with so many resources, right? So
Absolutely.
I would love to know your thoughts on that.
My thoughts on that are you're 100% right. It definitely needs to change. It is a big task and not a task that we at Hello and Goodbye can take on our
Oh,
own.
absolutely. Yeah, I think nobody can change a personal point of view or an individual's habit. But yeah, if we can bring this to their notice that this is happening, I think, as you said, as a teacher, you are doing such great work in educating. So yeah, if we can bring those points, that how much, I mean, how ruthlessly we are exploiting the
Yeah.
planet.
But you know, I believe this is it's difficult for us as consumers to change that because
Mm.
everywhere you go, you're bombarded with a 2 for 1. Oh, this is like 50% off. And we see the advertisement. We are like, oh, okay, that is a good deal. Let me take that. There are no new numbers. The last numbers of how many garments that were produced is from 2014. That means there's not been any new numbers in 10 years. The fashion industry has zero interest in disclosing these numbers. And the numbers back in 2014, it was 100 billion items that were produced yearly in 2014.
Wow.
This now we are 10 years later, and that this was even before, like, the super fast fashion brands started to exist.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what we are
So there are no
producing.
numbers after
There are
2014.
no numbers since 2014. The fashion industry is not interested in disclosing these. That means it's
Mm.
incredibly difficult to regulate
Yeah,
how much they are allowed to produce when there are no numbers.
exactly. I think
And
there
that
should
and
be,
that's why we try to change people's mindsets through
yeah.
information education. It's like, do you really need to go out and buy something new every month? Is
Mm.
that necessary? In case that is a need you have, that is something that's important for you, please choose pre-loved. I
Yeah.
mean, this is pre-loved. I always wear pre-loved. This is
Lovely.
my friend called me and said, oh, Nadia, I don't like this anymore. I know you love this color, come pick it up. I was like, okay, you know what? Sure, I'll do that. And this is a color that I've been trying to get into my wardrobe for the longest time. And I was like, so happy with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a change in the mindset of people, but it's definitely also a change in regulations for the producing companies.
Yeah, I think they will get this message that people are willing to, keep circulating the clothes amongst themselves. So somewhere I
Yeah.
think the production will also go down because they will not need to provide so many clothes, produce so many
It
clothes, because the demand probably will go down.
it does appear like that there is a shift in the mentality of the younger generation. They
Hmm.
want a better future. They want a future. And
Actually, yeah,
so,
it is for
I mean, the
them.
younger generations are our heroes at the moment.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that it will spread to the generations that are a part of this mass consumption.
Problem, yeah.
Yeah. challenges.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I also wanted to know, when you get pre-owned clothes, what is the procedure or guidelines you have, or like before you list that clothing on in your shop, do you
Hmm.
have any procedures to sanitize them? I will
Oh,
be
this
sorry
is,
for that,
you know,
but
this is something that we are facing. This
yeah,
is reality. This is exactly what you're saying is the reality for a lot of people that did not grow up with pre-loved clothes or thrifty or
yeah.
secondhand clothes. Um, we always say, the washing machine was invented for a reason, and it will do wonders. To answer your question, so no, we do not wash the clothes. We try to make sure, like we urge our clients to make sure that they give us clean clothes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do get clothes in that comes with a stain or a spill. That, of course, like if it's something that is obviously not clean, we will clean it. We will
Okay.
clean it ourselves in our team
Wow,
because
nice.
that way we can control what chemicals are used, and we don't use chemicals.
Wow,
We use
lovely.
all organics. If we had to send every item that we receive in, and it's not everything that sells right away, so
Yeah.
it would be wasted money. I mean, at this time we've saved more than 7,000 items from ending up in the landfills. That is our current stock right now.
Wonderful.
So we are not washing 7,000 items. However, we do quality check everything. If there is a little stain and we in our own team can't get it off, then yes, we will of course send it to the dry cleaner.
Okay.
Sometimes they can remove the stain. Sometimes they can't. If they cannot, we inform if it's like something you won't notice, but we know it's there.
Yeah.
We will always be 100% transparent. We will say, oh, there is a small stain. It's not noticeable. If it is, like if it's a big spill or something, then we are reselling the dress to local sewing groups in Abu Dhabi. So they would purchase items from us that is still in perfect condition, but there is like a small stain.
Yeah.
They will put beadings or pearls or embroidery and anything, and they buy the dress for like 5 dirhams just so we cover a little bit of the bills that we've had. To answer your question, no, everything is definitely not washed, but most people know that clothes are not washed when you go to pre-loved clothing stores.
Okay.
So they would wash the clients that give us the clothes would wash it. But I always urge people to, even if you're buying pre-loved or from the malls, wash
Mm-hmm.
your clothes. I mean,
Yeah,
personally, if
yeah,
I go
that's true.
something from the mall, I would never just put it on. You
Yes.
don't know how many people have tried it on,
Tried
then
it,
there's the
yeah.
colors, the chemicals, all of these kind of things. So always just wash your clothes, really.
Yes, true.
And to answer your question about the cleaning repair service, we do not mend the clothes ourselves. I wish I had the talent to do that. I have become a stain expert. I
Uh-huh.
can remove pretty much any stain, but I have not learned how to mend and sew just yet. So we work very closely with two local seamstresses in Abu Dhabi,
Okay.
and they mend all our clothes. That is, a button is missing, a zipper is broken, they will mend it. It's very, very important to us that the quality is perfect, because we are fighting against the stigma that, oh, secondhand, it's not clean, it's not good condition. So we
Mm.
need that all our clothes are in perfect, pristine condition.
Yeah, true,
So
true.
we do spend a lot of time making sure everything looks like something you would want to wear.
Wonderful. That's a lot of effort. Kudos to you.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of work.
work.
Yes.
So, like, what is the criteria do you use when selecting items, or you allow anybody and everybody to donate clothes? Do you, or exchange for credit? Do you prioritize any materials or brands? Or how old are the clothes? Do you have any such rules?
So what we are trying to say, we cater to what every man and woman has in their woman or man, every person has in their closet. We hello and goodbye wants to be for everyone. However, We have taken some ethical stands against the super fast fashion brands such as Shein, Alibaba, and all of those, and the new one that just popped up overnight, Temu. We are not accepting clothes from these places and the same quality. Other than that, we do take anything.
Okay.
Obviously, it needs to be, as I mentioned, it needs to be in good condition. So we say, don't give us anything you wouldn't want to lend to your best friend or your sister, your favorite sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the things needs to be in good condition. And we do have a lot of people, because Shein is popular. I mean, you can
Yeah.
get a dress for next to nothing. And we do have a lot of people saying, why are you not taking these things?
Mm.
And at Hello and Goodbye, we just felt like we had to take a ethical stand and say we don't want to put our name behind this, because the
Yeah.
second we do, we say we accept it. We
Yeah.
accept how they are conducting business. We don't want to accept that. That's one thing. The second thing is there's so much chemicals in their clothes. Like, it's not really allowed to be sold in Europe
Oh,
because of the amount
really?
of harmful chemicals. Yeah, unfortunately, they keep finding loopholes, but the amount of chemicals in the clothes are above the allowed quantities in Europe, in EU.
Okay.
But they find loopholes because it's shipping, and I don't know, but I know that it's not technically okay.
Mm.
Um, so that we cannot with good faith say, yeah, we resell this, but we also know that it's harmful for our clients. We
Yeah.
can't do that.
Absolutely.
Secondly, fast fashion is not a great industry. And then you take the super fast fashion, the garment workers there. I mean, we shouldn't get into that, because I can keep talking about that forever. But these amazing women, they work 18 hours a day for next to nothing. And we cannot, with good conscience, put our name behind that and say, yes, we allow Shein, we accept it. And these garment workers in this super fast fashion, as it's called now, I mean, their working conditions are just terrible. They work 18 hours plus a day for, if I remember correctly, I think they make $0.035 per item that they are making, and they are like, it's inhumane. Honestly, it's inhumane. And I'm not saying that the fast fashion brands are much better,
Mm-hmm.
but they are slightly better. It doesn't mean that they're good. Very
Yeah,
important to say. But
yeah.
these super fast fashion brands, we have to fight. We have to fight this mentality that,
Mm,
hey, it's a good deal to buy a dress for 50 dirhams.
mm,
God, no, it's not. There's someone who paid with the sweat, the blood, their hands, their lives to produce
yes.
50 dirham dress for us.
Yeah,
So yeah, we are not accepting these kind of brands.
that's
But
good.
on to what we are accepting. We're not looking for specific kinds of clothes, specific eras or anything, no brands or material. As I mentioned, we try to be for what every person has in their closet. And that is, for me, that ranges from Zara to designer labels. And I think that is for every woman. Like, we all have something from Zara and H&M, and then we have some nicer things as well.
Yeah.
And we want to cater to everyone, so that everyone feel like, oh, pre-loved is something where I can find something for me as well. So what we are doing is we're sourcing the things, we are accepting everything. We do have some clients though that say, oh, Nadia, I'm really conscious about what my clothes are made of.
Mm-hmm.
So so we offer this service where we try to source specific things for our clients.
Okay.
We have a client that's like, oh, I only want to wear 100% cotton, and it's even
Yeah.
better if organic cotton. So we will always have that in mind, and we know, okay, she's the kind of girl that likes these cute little flowy dresses. So whenever we go out to our clients, we
Yeah.
always have this in mind.
Okay.
I have another client that is on a desperate hunt for a gold blazer.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so you can actually request certain things, and then we will try to
That's
try to
lovely. Yeah.
there are no guarantees,
Yeah,
because
of course, of
finding the
course.
right gold braid blazer, it's a big puzzle that takes a long time.
Yeah.
But we're trying to do that. So yeah, we'll have clothes from the oldest item we have in Hello and Goodbye right now is a dress from 97. 1997 that was worn to the Titanic premiere.
Oh,
It's
wow.
back when H&M had a different kind of logo. You can tell, oh, this is their like the dress is
Lovely.
stunning, and it was worn to the premiere of Titanic. Personally, I think that's pretty cool. I
Amazing.
think that's the oldest item we have in our store right now. We might have a bracelet that's from the 80s. It looks
Mm-hmm.
like it was made in the 80s. Yeah, when people, so we also offer a service where people can hire our knowledge, our expertise in styling.
Hmm.
That's where I would give my personal opinion, say, okay, if you are trying to build a sustainable wardrobe, a wardrobe that's going to work for you for years and years to come,
Yeah.
use natural products over
Yeah.
polyester, artificially made products, fabrics any day.
Right.
But as a store, no, we have everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. To cater to
Because
all
that's
the
what
audience. Right.
exactly we have to cater to all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, the luxury market is full, so we're not. That's
Mm.
not what we're doing.
Right. That's lovely. I think the dress worn to the Titanic premium would be a asset to have, right? It's
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people can say I have something that was worn to the.
yeah.
It's not one of the actresses. It was a person that wore it to the movie premiere of Titanic, just to clarify. But
Lovely.
it's still, I mean, the dress it's almost as old as me. I'm a little older, but
Yeah.
but the same decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same decade.
Yeah, true. You actually, I think, answered my next question that you don't offer any repair or cleaning services. You
Um,
leave that responsibility to the person who's donating or exchanging the clothes for credit, right?
Well, we don't offer it as a service. It is a part of the way we conduct our business. So obviously, if a
Ah,
clothing
yes.
needs cleaning, we do that. We're never going to sell anything that comes with a stain or spot. Also, as I said, like the quality is so important to us because we
Mm,
are working against the stigma that, oh, it's pre-loved or it's
yeah.
secondhand. Is it clean? Is it new? Is it good? So we have to make sure that everything that goes out from hello and goodbye
Mm,
lives up to a certain standard. So we are fighting that stigma.
yeah.
And that's what I said. Like we have these two amazing seamstresses. They get all the little, like a button is missing, these kind of things. Sometimes if they can't find the right button, we say, we put the item for sale if it's something that's not important.
Mm,
If you like, obviously it's important, but if you want to change all the buttons, then it might not be so important that one button is missing, but you will also see that reflecting in the price, and we will mention it.
okay.
It's so important that we are 100% transparent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the line, we do hope to be able to host these mending workshops that I
Yeah.
could learn the whole thing as
Mm.
well. But yeah, we would like to be able to host these workshops, both about mending,
Mm.
fixing, or upcycling even. But that's a dream for down the line.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm sure you'll do it. So, do you face any challenges convincing people to choose pre-owned clothing? If you have encountered such arguments or, such things, how do you address them?
Well, that again goes back to our Tuesday tips where we're trying to say, but
Mm,
the clothes are clean, they're in good condition.
yeah,
And it's like every time I go out and I advocate for hello and goodbye, I make sure to wear an outfit where there is something pre-loved.
nice.
So that people can see it with their own eyes. It's like, oh, it looks good. It's not edited in a photo or anything. We just launched this outfit of the day
Mm,
where me and one of the other team members, we post what we are wearing, so you can see, okay, my jeans might be bought new, but the rest is pre-loved, and it's a pretty nice outfit. So we're
mm,
trying to visualize that it does look brand new. It does look good.
yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, we absolutely face the challenges.
Mm,
But it's not so much when we come out and meet people, it's more the mindset that a lot of people already have.
mhm,
Europeans are by now, they're used to vintage, secondhand, pre-loved and such. So they don't have the same thoughts about it. They did 15 years ago. That
okay.
back then, the ones that would be using pre-loved would be the ones
Mm,
that could afford going into the stores. And I think that this part of the world is always a little bit behind on some of these movements, but
Yeah.
it is coming 100%. It is on the way to our region. So we are trying to participate in markets every now and then, so that people can come out and meet us and see the clothes. And one of the comments we get most when we are out at markets or we host our own pop-up shops is like, oh, but the clothes are nice. It's like, well, I guess of course they're nice.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show what the perspective that people already have is. It's like, oh, secondhand, pre-loved, I don't want to wear that. But then they see it and it's like, oh, but it's nice. Like, you can buy a dress that costs 1,000 dirhams in the store. We'll sell it to you for 250. And someone might have worn it 2-3 times.
Actually.
How is that not a great deal?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's not something that it's not a discussion that we ever have, because our customers and our clients are like, oh, so they have this, again, the teacher in me, they have this aha moment where it's like, oh, but everything is so nice. And then, they will tell their friends that might have the same thoughts about pre-loved, and they will come see the things, or they will try to purchase something. And it's like, oh, okay, this is clean, this is nice, this is good, and I save money, which people always love to do,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
When a customer comes to you, do you think it's good to inform them how they are impacting the environment, or this is a great decision I'm making?
I think, yes, of course. I always think it's good to be informed about what consequences our choices have. And, we have so much power with the way we spend our money.
Yeah.
So we use that power. And if you're not informed or aware, how would you be able to make a better decision? So I think as anyone that works in sustainability or anything about the environment, we have an enormous responsibility to educate people or inform them, saying you can make a better environmental choice. It might cost you a little bit more. We all know that sustainable choices cost more, but you know what? No one suffered doing it.
Yes, exactly.
And I think most people, at the end of the day, that's more important to them, that saving a few dirhams here and there, like that you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I am wearing something where no child has had to get up at 4 a.m. to make this dress for me. And then, okay, the clothes are already produced. They are existing. So I don't need to go out and buy something new, but then I could buy pre-loved and actually save that one child for making another 10 dresses if I go and buy my next 10 dresses pre-loved. And when we talk about the whole, the carbon footprint and these kind of things, how there's no new carbon footprint or no new carbon emission from creating the new clothes, because it's already out in the environment from the old clothes. So we definitely try to nudge people in that way.
Nice. I saw on your Instagram you are a team of lovely 3 women, I guess, and there is a stylist as well in one among them, right? Do you offer styling tips or resources to help people incorporate like pre-owned clothes into their wardrobe? Suppose I need to buy I buy a clothing, so will I be helped with how I can style myself with that clothes?
Definitely. So what we do is we actually offer a lot of services. We just sometimes forget to advertise it. It is coming. So we offer this styling service where our stylist Janki will send you a questionnaire about your style in general, and you might not be able to answer everything, but that's where she's going to help you. So it's going to be like, obviously, the size, the body type, height. What are you looking for? Like, are you looking for a corporate wardrobe? Are you looking for a lunch, like what can I wear for a lunch out with my friends kind of wardrobe? Then are there any body parts you'd like to hide a little bit? Anything you'd like to emphasize? Or do you prefer more modest? Or do you like everything to be above the knee? So we cover everything, so it becomes easier to pinpoint your style. We talk about your colors. what kind of fabrics, everything. And then she will put together a package for you. She'll listen to what you're saying, but she will also try to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. Because I think we all need that a little bit, that crazy orange dress that you don't think you would wear, but you think it's cute. Try it on. So then our stylist will put a package together, say of 25 pieces, and she'll bring items in that you've requested, but she will also try to push you a little bit to try something that's out of your comfort zone. And one of the great things about Pre-Loved is it comes with a completely different price tag. So you can afford to try on new things, and if you don't like it, we can always take it back,
Wow. Okay.
Then she will, so we offer it in two ways. You can come to our office or we can come to you. If we come to you, then we can of course help you incorporate it in your existing wardrobe. And we always try to aim, so we have this rule saying the rule of three. When you buy a new item, you have to be able to make three outfits with it. You have to use it in three different ways. So she will help you incorporate, say you're buying this t-shirt, you would buy something like this, like a basic t-shirt, but you don't just buy it because you think it's cute or it's nice, you like how it feels. You buy it because you actually can envision how it fits into your existing wardrobe. So you don't buy something and then you can't match it with something you already have. So she'll help you create three new items with what you already have. Of course, if you come to our office, that's a little bit more difficult, but she will give you tips on how to style this. Like this could be worn with a black skirt. It could be worn with anything white. It could be worn with jeans. And that way you all of a sudden have three outfits. Yeah, so like, of course, there's always an exception. If you're buying an evening gown, it is difficult to make three outfits, but it is something that we aim to do in order to not push our clients to buy more than what they actually need. And so they don't go home with a lot of items and then they reach home and they're like, oh, what do I do with this? So it's a whole package. It's not just, here are clothes, buy them, please. No, we really want to help people improve their wardrobe or just fill in the gaps in your wardrobe.
Nice.
And so you can actually book these styling sessions with us. You can of course also you see something on our Instagram page that you like, you can just buy that as well, and that's it. But we're trying to cater to different needs.
Right. So do you is it a different paid service to book a stylist, or it is you are providing this as a complimentary service?
There is a payment because there's a lot of work for us to do. Like we will prepare a whole package for you. Like we will sit down, we'll look at your questionnaire. We also ask if you can send us some photos, if you're comfortable with that, of clothes that you feel amazing in, so we can try and see, okay, what is it that you like. So it's a lot of preparation because we really take a pride in what we do. So we run through our entire stock. We will also try to create outfits. If I remember correctly, our package at 25 pieces, when we come to you, you get 3 hours, and we will also help you incorporate into your office. I think that starts at 300 dirhams. And then you will get 20% discount from the 300 fee when you purchase items. So
great.
I mean, you are paying for expertise, so
of course,
yes, there is a small fee.
Yes,
but personally, I think it's worth it because goodness, if you knew how many times I've seen something, I bought it, and then I go home and I put it in my closet. I'm like, what do I do now? Even like after so many years of being in the fashion industry, I still have those. I'm like, what do I do with you? So personally, sometimes I like to dress really, really nicely, but you just need that help of someone to say, you can wear that princess skirt that you're keeping for fancy occasions. You can wear it on a daily basis. So, and this is a real example of my own wardrobe. I have this skirt, beautiful skirt that has tulle, is it called tulle, under it, the fluffy.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-huh. No, I have.
and it's a princess skirt. And I was like, I was speaking to the stylist, Janky, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, but Nadia, you always just wear a white t-shirt. Put on a white t-shirt. Oh yeah, of course. Like why? So I wore my very fancy princess skirt, and I felt like a princess, you know. And
Wow,
I was just
nice.
so happy that I could wear it, and not
Yeah.
just for special occasions. Like
Mm.
I don't really believe in special occasion clothes. Obviously, again, the evening gown. You
Yeah.
can wear it with a sweater and then it's a beautiful skirt, but we really try to make you realize how much potential there is in your wardrobe.
Mm.
Um, we can also, if you're buying an item, we can also help you use that. Some items can be used in multiple ways, like a shirt can even be turned the other way around. So we're really trying to help or give styling tips on how to maximize the your wardrobe and what you can get from, say, 10 items. You can maybe make 50. I'm
Lovely.
not very good at math, but you can make a lot of combinations.
I understand. Yeah, that's great. That's a wonderful service you're providing because it's actually saves so much of your mental energy, right? And
Yeah,
the confusion that goes around what to wear for what, and and then those doubts that whether I will look good or fit into that kind of a situation where I'm wearing these clothes. These all
yeah,
thoughts and questions are answered when a specialist or a stylist who's experienced in that can offer
yeah.
you these great insights. So it's a lovely service, very nice.
One of my favorite quotes is from Oscar Wilde. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. Remember that. Just dress it down. You have the princess skirt, dress it down.
Yeah.
Or lean into it and go for full princess one day.
True, true. How long has it been that you started Hello and Goodbye?
Hello and Goodbye actually just turned 2 on the 15th of March. So yeah,
Oh,
we just
wonderful.
just turned 2.
Nice, nice. You said, in Denmark, you have been always, used to wearing pre-owned clothes. So, what are
Hmm.
your personal tips for finding great deals on pre-owned clothing? Like, what advice would you give someone wanting to start or shopping for pre-owned clothing for the first time?
So I think, and this doesn't go for pre-loved clothes, it goes for anything, a plan. You need to have a plan.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you see that funky yellow something. You don't really wear yellow, but it caught
Mm,
your eye. You buy it, you go home and you're like, I don't wear yellow.
yeah.
You need to know your wardrobe. I know every single item I have in my wardrobe. I know what I would like to add to my wardrobe. So when I go shopping pre-loved, I know
Mm,
exactly, oh, okay, I really need to add a green blouse.
okay.
So planning, I genuinely think that planning is the best way forward. And then you know where your gaps are in your wardrobe. So I personally believe that building a wardrobe that you love is
Mhm.
a like an ongoing process. It doesn't finish one day.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you know exactly where your holes in the wardrobe, you know what to look for. And even if you're not buying pre-loved, it goes for the same. So for the longest time, I wanted a red suit. And I think all of my friends, they knew Nadia is looking for a red suit. And I was looking at, okay, should I get it custom made? I was like, I could do that, but I'm not sure what I want the red suit to look like, but I
Mm.
want a red suit. And then a friend of mine's like, oh, Nadia, I bought a red suit. I don't like it. And I missed the return window. Do you still want a red suit? I was like, yeah, I want a red suit. And now that red suit is one of my favorite things to wear. And this is because I had a very specific plan. It's like, okay, like I have a list, and one of the top one was red suit in
Mm,
a red. And because I talked about it to my friends, they knew, oh,
yeah.
if I ever come across of a red suit, I
Mm,
will let Nadia know.
okay.
So really planning, and it goes for anything. If you're purchasing anything, do your plan.
Yeah.
Great deals when shopping pre-love, like
A great deals, or if I could rephrase it to might be what to buy, how to
um,
choose, like what to choose
how
and
to
how
choose.
to
Okay,
choose.
that's actually a very great question,
Yeah.
because you will sometimes see, even we also have sales every now and then,
Yeah.
and we will say, okay, everything is 50% off. But if you don't normally wear this, then why should you
Mm,
buy it, even though
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
50% off? So I don't believe in sale, like great deals and these kind of
Hmm.
things. Like 200 dirhams for a dress, if
Yes.
you wear it 2 times, that is not a great deal.
Yeah.
So when you're shopping, pre-loved or not, you have to think of price per wear.
Right.
That's the new thing, it's price per wear. So if I buy a dress for 200 dirhams, I wear it twice. I knew I don't love it, but it was like it was the style at the moment, and I just want it to be trendy. I wear it
Yeah.
2 times. The price per wear is 100 dirhams.
Mm.
That is a very expensive dress.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you only wear something twice, and the price per wear is 100 dirhams, that was a lot of money, you know.
Mm. Yes.
um but there is an 800 dirham dress. It's out of your normal budget of what you would spend on an item.
Mm-hmm.
However, the dress is everything you love. Like it has the right fit, the right color, you love how it feels, but it is more than what you normally spend.
Mm.
I would say buy the dress, because this is a dress that because you love it so much. And
Yeah.
even though it's out of your budget, you will wear it. Say you wear it 5 times a month over 5 years,
Uh-huh.
then your total wear is
Mm.
240 times. That means this dress at the end, like at the end of its cycle, it would have cost you 3.3 dirhams per wear. This
Wow.
is now a cheap dress. So when you're shopping pre-loved or shopping in general, always consider the price per wear instead of the current price tag, because the price tag doesn't really, obviously it means how much you're spending right now, but if it goes in your closet and you don't wear it, it's a really expensive purchase.
Yeah.
Also, if you go and spend a little bit more on a higher quality on an 800 dirham dress, you can wear it
Mm.
5 times a month for 5 years. You can rarely do that
That's a
with this.
great way of looking at it. I mean, I never thought of it like that. Amazing. Yeah. I think
You
now
know,
whenever I buy anything, I'm going to look at how many times I'm going to wear it. Yeah.
it also means that instead of buying all of these little impulse purchases, you can
Mm.
gather your money and say, I buy something that's a little bit higher quality, but the
Yes.
higher quality will last me long. Yes, I'm paying more right now, but down the line, I don't need to buy something again in 2 years because I actually still have it. And it's a whole new way of thinking about spending your money, especially in your wardrobe. And I'm not saying you have to go buy a designer, absolutely not, because that comes with a high price tag, but it's not always necessarily better quality. You're paying for a name there. But there are a lot of very good mid-tier brands that are sustainable, that come from organic fabrics, all these kind of things, or it's reused polyester, reused plastic water bottles, these kind of things. One of my favorite bags all time, I paid 300 dirhams for it, and it's vegan leather. Now there's a lot of discussion, is
Yeah.
vegan leather?
That's debatable. Yeah.
In my defense, I've had the bag for 3 years, and it looks absolutely new. You cannot
Mm.
tell it's 3 years old, and I wear it once a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anyone good at math, you'd see the price per wear is like 0 point something dirhams. I also have something that are more expensive that I've owned for 10 years. And when you calculate, because it still holds the quality lasts, they are not as expensive as that bag you bought from H&M, which is not leather. It will
Yes.
fall, especially living in this country.
I think it's
The
all Rexine, right? After some time, it starts flaking and it just becomes powder. You will.
and then all of a sudden it was an expensive item because you didn't get to wear it as much as you wanted. So really, price per wear should always be the way that you're spending money. So you don't fall for the 49 dirhams for something, but you wear it once,
Mm.
and it's 49 dirhams for an item you wore once. Yeah, so that is probably my best tip in general. Price
That's
per wear,
lovely.
like that.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Coming to an end, what are your biggest hopes and dreams for the future of sustainable fashion?
Well, it would be, like, as we covered it slightly, it would be that there were put regulations on the fashion
Yeah.
industry,
Mm.
that this insane mass production,
Yeah.
you got to stop. And then that sustainable choices became the new thing. Like, it was accessible for everyone, because I do also understand it is a little bit pricier. But then
Yeah.
again, if you think about the price per wear, more people can actually afford it if they don't go out and spend on the super fast fashion and such. But definitely regulations, like from a legal point of view, the fashion industry needs to be held responsible. Zara, they have a new collection 3 times every month, I believe.
3 times
I mean,
every month.
they have a lot of new collections, and it didn't used to be like that. Like in the 70s, the average woman would own 7 pieces of clothes.
Yeah.
7.
I
Now,
remember as a child, we used to get new clothes only on a birthday or on a festival. Like we have Indians have, celebrate a festival. It was
yeah,
only during these 2 times we got new clothes. So now it's become too accessible and too much.
it's too much, and it's like we don't wear it. We don't have a need for it.
Hmm.
And that's why I think, again, building a wardrobe that you actually love with quality items, that that's a smaller dream, but I genuinely want to help women build that dream wardrobe. And
Yeah.
yes, I do acknowledge your dream change, your life changes, you become a mom, you get back to work, all these kind of things, but you will still have some staple pieces in your wardrobe. That can be, because also when you see, oh, I can use this in more than one way, your wardrobe becomes so much more versatile. So that's like a dream on a smaller scale, to help a lot of women feel confident in their wardrobes. On a bigger scale, we have to stop the mass production. I mean,
Mm. Yes.
anyone that is in the sustainability environmental field, we have a responsibility. It is not just us. Like, all the small businesses, we can't lift this responsibility alone. It is the big corporations that need
Yes.
to change, and that is beyond, like, that's beyond our
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
That's down to laws and regulations, but I mean, we do have a responsibility for the future generations. We
Yeah.
can't deny that.
Absolutely. True.
Yeah.
Mm.
So my dream for Hello and Goodbye is that we reach so many, like, as many people as possible, and we change their mindsets into being more conscious consumers. I think that would be our dream.
Lovely. 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 So nice. Amazing. I had a great time conversing with you, Nadia. It was lovely talking to you, and this talk has actually given me more clarity about the pre-owned clothing industry. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.